I've been doing this 25 years. And in doing this for 25 years, let me move over. In doing this for 25 years, there's always a perspective and narrative when it comes to fathers. And that perspective and narrative is fathers, when we go to this arena, it's kind of like you already got it built in your head that you're going to get screwed. So you kind of talk from the perspective of you're playing with them. You go to child support in court and you say, she don't even let me see the kids. And they just be looking at you like you're an absolute it. They be looking at you like you scared. We got you. I don't want y'all to look like this. This is why I tell individuals things, because I don't want nobody to look like an absolute when they go to court. I don't want you sitting there talking to some magistrate and you're playing with them under some perspective of they have power over you. So stop taking custody issues to child support. Stop. Because all they doing is sitting back saying, you ain't got nothing to fight what we doing to you here today. Oh, so you're going to fight the fact that we got our eye on your bunhole with she ain't letting you see the kid. Yeah. You finished? Yeah. We don't handle that here. That's all you're going to hear. We don't handle that here. And then you're going to be sitting there saying, but, one thing I make sure, nobody who hired me for services, you're not going to go to court and you're not going to file anything wrong. So we're not going to file something just for them to go there and say, oh, we ain't here for that. Oh, that's not, we don't handle that in this thing. Well, you should have filed that. And they talk to you from a perspective of like, you got to understand when you first of all, you got to file an answer. And when you file that answer, if it's take your feelings out of it, everything that you file when it comes to that court, they got to be looking at your answer like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Yo, is this guy an attorney? Let me tell y'all, I went to court one time, violation of court child support. I had on a suit, I had on my London fog and briefcase. And I'm standing up there with the attorneys. Didn't realize they was the attorneys at the time. I thought it was people standing up, and what it was the setup was, the attorneys stood at the back wall, and then the judge knew them, so call case of such and such, call case of such and such. So I'm standing there, and an attorney said, so who's your client? I said, what? I said, I'm not an attorney. And he just looked at me like, that's how you gotta be when you go to court. You speak, you talk, and stand firm. Because all they're going to do is say, okay, so you such and such, okay. They're thinking in their head to rebuttal you, to talk you out of what you just said. That's why when we draft up your motions, you do no talking.